Welcome back to Morbid Mondays. I'm so sorry, it's my turn to present.
The only thing I know, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the subject today. I only know that when I walked in, there was a picture of the Almohad Caliphate on your screen, and that's it.
Yeah.
I know a little about that, and
Well,
that's
I
about
told
it.
you that I fell into the rabbit hole of like middle-aged Spain, right? And
Ah,
the history thereof.
yeah.
So that was an adventure. I knew that Spain had a thing with like the Muslims and stuff.
Yeah,
I was very well acquainted with that. But my knowledge of it all comes from like the 1500s.
yeah. Okay, like so, pretty much the end,
Yeah,
like during the what they call the Reconquista.
yeah. I don't know why this one makes me nervous today. I think it's because like I didn't sink as much work into it as I wanted to.
Okay.
Because I told you earlier, I came upon the subject finally on Friday. It's currently Monday. I discovered this topic while I was perusing, like I was taking a break from like morbid history facts, dark history searches, and like all of my usual haunts of finding fucked up shit in history. So I discovered this topic while I was taking a break from my usual weird history haunts. And I found it and I was like, there's no fucking way that's real. That's a legend. That's not, there's no, nuh-uh. Say psych right now. Anyway, and upon further research, there are bits of it that are probably embellished throughout history, but this is in fact a true story,
Okay.
right?
I don't what. Yeah.
Welcome, my friend, to 14th century, like the Iberian Peninsula in the 14th century. So we're gonna set the stage at like 1320 or so,
Okay.
like oh excuse me 1320 1325.
Oh, we have an exact year.
Yes. And so let me give you the subject here. This is the corpse queen of Portugal.
So I have an idea where this might go, but I have never heard of this.
I had neither. I like you'd think with this like as ADHD hyper focused into like the Tudor stuff as I've ever been, like that would kind of flow right along with it because Catherine of Aragon.
Yeah.
Like I like to dig into people's histories so I understand where they're coming from, the conflict and all of that. Like that might be the psychology minor in me, but I guess I'd never gone this far back. So Spain, as we know it in the early 14th century, doesn't look like Spain yet.
Right. Yeah. Cut in half.
It is.
Well, it's really like five countries.
It is exactly one, two, three, four, five, six, six,
There
six
we
different
go.
ones. The kingdoms and like little like mini countries and stuff that are in there are Leon,
Yeah.
Nazaire, Castile, Aragon, Portugal, Galicia, which is up in the like northwest corner.
Oh, okay. Not at the mountain pass, but
Where is
no,
Galicia on a map? Hang on, because the map that I was looking at was highly stylized.
well, you do your story, and I'll look it up.
Okay, cool.
I'll see.
So, like I said, Spain as we know it hasn't come to exist yet. It's on its way. It's Spain as I would recognize it is about 150 years away from here. Like there's still some alliances to be made, a couple more wars to be fought, but it's headed that way. Yeah, exactly. Like following my notes, Castile and Aragon wouldn't join forces for another 150 years, and that is when we get Ferdinand and Isabella. To set the tone, or to set the stage, rather, I guess I say, the year is exactly 1325, and a daughter is born to a pair of noble lovers who are absolutely the fuck not married. And
Okay.
when I say that they are noble, my god, the pedigree on both sides of this is so fucking blue. I had to go, hold up. Are there any Habsburgs involved? Turns out no.
Yeah.
I don't think you quite understand when I say they are the bluest of the blue buds. Like both of them are like royalty on both sides of their parental anything. Although I'll be perfectly honest, finding anything on our female leads maternal lineage was difficult.
it's gonna be hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like,
mean, unless there's some reason to have that pop up a lot.
well, like
Yeah.
she's got several princesses, a couple of queens, lots of noble ladies on both sides,
Yeah.
and then like same for him. Like it was nuts. Like the pedigree is choice here. So like they have a daughter. They are lovers, but they're not married. Like I want to say she's married to someone else, and so is he.
Wow.
Yeah, and she would hang on. Did I write her name down at all? Aldonza Lorenzo. She's definitely nobility, and if I recall correctly, she is Portuguese nobility at
Okay.
this point. And her lover's name was Pedro Fernandez de Castro, because everybody had names 10 miles long at this point.
Yeah, because it's where you're born or where your fief is.
Yeah.
And all of that gets added, and then if you have like a title in there, and then also you have like something that you do that's not that, you know, like
it falls
yeah.
under your title. Like, so they make sense, but like for research purposes, and especially at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
they're difficult. So like I said, both families have hella royal ties and blue blood on both sides, and Aldonza would go on to give Fernando 2 children. A daughter, who is today's main character. Her name is Inez. And then a random brother, whose name I apparently just did not write down at all. Now, she does have several brothers from her father, from like her father's actual like marriage. But the point is, she's technically illegitimate, right? Like, that's a bastard daughter.
Yeah.
She is raised as a standard noblewoman. And like this is like they're from all the records that I could find, which like there's not a whole lot from when she was young, because record keeping in that days, especially record keeping on a girl, wasn't fantabulous at the time. But from what I could find, she was raised as a standard like noble lady of her station, as she should have been. Like, she was raised around peerage. She was all of the educated, like could read and write Latin.
It's pretty fucking good for 1300 Spain.
Yeah.
Like for really anywhere in the 1300s.
Especially if you are an illegitimate daughter.
Yeah.
So she's raised pretty classy. When she's 15, she basically I could not track down with any sort of reliability, like without like 2 or 3 other things conflicting it. But she basically hooks up with a relative of hers. I'm gonna say cousin, because that seems most likely. But she hooks up with a cousin of hers named Constanza, who is chosen to be the bride of the heir apparent of Portugal.
Okay.
And she heads the fuck over there to be her lady in waiting. Like, they've been friends most of their they've been associated together.
Yeah.
Most of their young lives. Constanza is older than Inez. Inez is only 15 at this point, and Constanza is 22. Constanza has also been through some shit at this point. This is her second marriage.
Oh shit! Is it a possibility that maybe that was in the British sense? Because I know nothing about this time period of Spain other than like the Almohad movements and such. Is this like a governess type situation where she's like shadowing her to some degree?
Well, okay, so Inez is sent as a lady in waiting. So basically that means that she is her companion and kind of her go-between, and like mild servant. Like she would help like pick her jewelry out or help her with her hair.
Yeah, and all the dailies and
like she
errands and carrying your train and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. So she's think of her kind of like a queen's lady, because that's essentially what she's supposed to be. Constanza is on her second marriage. Her first one has been annulled, and there has been a whole like tiny civil war fought about it. And she was captured for a minute. like I could probably do an entire episode, or I could do about half an episode on Constanza. But she's been through some shit. And finally it's time to go to Portugal. So they arrive in Portugal, right? And it's 1340, give or take. Like they are now, yes, I wrote all my notes down. They're now, Constanza is 22, Inez is 15. And they're heading, basically Constanza and the Prince of Portugal, Pedro, have been married by proxy.
Okay.
So they've still not met. I'm sure they've probably exchanged letters or something,
Right.
which was standard for the time.
Yeah, it's a political marriage.
It's definitely
they
a
literally
marriage.
somebody goes and sends for the bride.
Yeah.
And then one of your men, who's like your men at arms, again, semi-servant, right?
Yeah.
They come back with them.
Basically.
Yeah.
And so, wed by proxy, they've never met. They finally do meet. And this is where this story kind of starts to like veer into the legend section of it, because like there's not necessarily conflicting reports, but all of the reports agree that the second that Pedro the First, who will go on to be king of Portugal, lays eyes on Lady Inez de Castro, he is instantly fucking smitten, which is a fucking problem because she is the lady in waiting to his wife.
Yeah.
What is it with these kings, man? I say that, but like,
oh, that's been like a rich guy thing forever.
Oh yeah,
they have a wife, and then like the younger model comes around. And that's been like a thing. I mean, look at Leonardo DiCaprio; he's still doing it. Like all his girlfriends, like 22 or something. Like it's, and he's older than I am. He's like I think he's close to 50. If he's not 50,
I lost interest in Leonardo DiCaprio a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like he ceased to be, I don't know, anything I was interested in once I hit like 16, I think. Focus, Catherine. Focus. Because I felt myself start on a rant.
Yeah.
And we're not going to do that today. All right, so Prince Pedro, Peter. It was so weird doing the research on this because they would bounce back and forth between calling him Pedro and Peter.
Yeah, depending on who was writing the source,
yes,
basically.
And like, y'all lucky I grew up in the South and I know.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd be real confused about why you're talking about these two men like they're the same person.
You're right.
Anyway, so there's not a whole lot of information about like Pedro and Constanza's like relationship. There's one kind of agreed upon factor is that it was strained because of his like obvious attachment to her lady in waiting and cousin Inez. But like nowhere is it really recorded that Constanza and Inez had beef at all. So I'm wondering how much of this was like he was just instantly,
Yeah, this was on him.
Probably.
Like the rest of them were just living their lives.
It probably started that way.
Yeah.
So he's paying a whole lot of attention to Inez, and Constanza's over here like, hello, am wife, am political wife, am wife.
Yeah.
Maybe do something. So he almost immediately gets just in a straight up affair with Inez, which I mean, the romantic in me would like to believe that it was mutual.
Yeah, but one of the two of them is a literal king.
Yeah, well, he's a prince at this point. He's not a king yet.
But like all the power.
Yeah.
As a woman, you have basically no agency at all. I mean, unless you're like really fucking lucky and you wind up being like the mother of someone in great political power.
Yeah. That's always weird to me.
There's always like a queen mother around or something like that. And in a couple of instances, fame.
That's true.
Yeah, like fame can make power out of anyone at any time. But like
the current political climb.
Yeah, that's I mean, hell, dude. I mean, Joan of Arc was a peasant girl in southern France. You know what I mean? Like that's it. There's zero other than before that, nothing. And then she was the most powerful person in France for a little while. But
so Principou made absolutely no secret of his affair with Inez, and like I said, I would like to believe that it was mutual, or at least it began mutually. I don't know. There's no real record of it, and the story you will see has been heavily romanticized. So by all accounts, yeah, it was mutual. But nowhere does it say that Constanza ever had a problem with Inez, which I'm sure things were tense.
Maybe, yeah, because it seems like it, especially if Constanza wanted anything to do with the marriage. Because so many of these political marriages are just that.
Yeah, she'd already been
job is
sold
to
the
have
one king.
Yeah,
And then like that king annulled everything to marry someone else. But then got mad when her father like recalled her to like marry her off to someone else.
yeah.
So he kept her. It was weird. Reading about that, I was like, whoa, what? Bro, make up your mind.
You wanted two of them.
No, you cannot have two princesses. So despite this obvious affair, Pedro and Constanza go on to have 4 children together. And I think if I recall correctly, I wrote it down. Yes, 2 of them go on to like reach adulthood. 2 of them are.
Yeah, the 50%.
Yep. One of them is, and one of them we're not even sure is real. Like the very last one.
Yeah.
No one's absolutely certain if this child actually existed or if they've been added in.
Yeah.
So like I have a series of question marks beside it. So her date of birth, her date of death is debated. She either died in 1347 or 1430. Why do I keep saying 14? Why?
Maybe it's the Columbus thing.
I don't know.
Infecting your mind.
No. 1349. So she died in one of these 2 years. Nobody's really sure. All of the original records say 1347, and then like there's this weird addendum of she died in childbirth in 1349, giving birth to a daughter that just stillborn. So which is it, guys?
Yeah.
Most modern historians are going with 1349 because it makes more sense given the rest of the story. So Constanza does her duty as a queen. Like she's given him a daughter who was their first child, and then a son, which is like the main directive there. She actually gives him 2 sons, but the latter son does not survive. So by 1344, the actual king, Pedro's father, is getting real sick and tired of his own son's infidelity.
Oh shit.
Well, this says something about him because he's one of the only kings on record that has no children out of wedlock. And there are no documented mistresses or lovers either.
See, that's what I expected from Spain. Though, because Spain is always like the heart of the like almost purity movement. Like whenever the Catholic Church kind of has its controversies, Spain is always where the hardliners come from. Mm-hmm. It's where like a lot of the anti-pope movement starts, where the Spanish Inquisition, of course, is. I was like, I was trying to think of what it was called, but I couldn't. My brain couldn't. It wasn't expected. But a lot of that, even like in current times, right? Like the Catholicism in Spain is a little more like, it's a little more orthodox. It's not orthodox. It's not an orthodox branch, but it's just a little more old school. Mm-hmm. From what I've seen in documentaries, anyways. It's not like I'm spending a lot of time in Tolindo or anything, but like that's just.
Well, so King Alfonso IV is he's kind of seen what happens when there's like a succession crisis. Like when the illegitimate son is the favored son because he was not his father's favorite son. Yeah. His father's bastard son was his favorite son. And when it came time for succession, boy howdy did those boys have it out until King Alfonso won eventually.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so, he is credited as being really, really, really worried about civil war. And like, the country taking sides and there being even a question of succession. Like that's kind of throughout all of the articles and, the things that I've read, that's how he gets painted, is he's like super fucking worried. Like, don't fuck up the succession. You'll tear the country apart.
Yeah. I mean, I get it though, because they're already kind of fractioned.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different places because I've never really, like, because of my modern sensibilities, I wasn't considering Portugal like a part of Spain, but at the time, it kind of was. It was in that general culture. And like, so even though there really wasn't a Spain yet, in the sense that we know it. But like, are the Almohads are they moving forward hardline?
They're in the southern kind of like section of it,
like the Granada.
Yeah,
section.
and but they're staying very low, and they're gradually losing territory.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like it was if the sort of animatic thing that I was watching while all of this was happening to be trusted. They were gradually losing ground, but it wasn't like they were kind of just integrating.
The first time I ever looked into this, I was surprised. A lot of the animosity that was going on was basically between like the rulers.
Yeah.
Everybody else was like slowly integrating in the way that people do if like war kind of ceases and there's borders that aren't really borders.
Yeah, the borders get real mushy.
Yeah, they get real mushy real fast.
Yeah.
And it just does that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like Vikings in England. Like they were like, well, what happened to the Vikings? And pop history is like, well, they all got defeated. It's like, no, half of them just became British.
Yeah, they married in.
Yeah, it's like there's tons of towns that have Viking names, and there's a lot of English names that have like BY and LOF and all kinds of stuff on the backs of them, suffixes. There's a lot of like son/daughter names.
Yeah.
That are like distinctly Scandinavian, and you're just like, yeah, that's what happened there. You got Christianized. Like you encountered a more stable culture, and you integrated.
Yep.
Like that's.
So, by 1344, Alfonso is done with his son's shit, right? So he banishes Inez. Shoot, get out. Go away. Be gone. Sends her to the castle of Albuquerque, which, I mean, insert left turn joke here.
Yeah. Fuck, all the way to New York.
And he thinks that's going to be the end of it, right? He sent her the fuck away. You need to focus on your shit. You are the next ruler of, where the fuck do you go? The lovers start meeting in secret. Real big, like, highlighted neon air quotes here. It's absolutely no fucking secret. Absolutely everyone knows that he's, like, riding to Albuquerque to go see his mistress.
Yeah, sure. It's hard to have a secret when you have, like, a full fucking entourage.
Right?
Like, you have to have an armed detail everywhere you go.
Either in 1347 or 1349, Constanza dies. Complications of childbirth.
Not so constant now. No, I'm just joking.
That was awful.
It's fucked up. I'm sorry. She dies?
Yes. She dies, and it's either with the birth of their last child. What sources I could find this kid in named her Maria after her older sister. And then in others, she doesn't exist at all. So, conflicting accounts.
Yeah.
Not sure. But after Constanza dies, Inez is recalled. Basically, Pedro's is like, ding dong, I'm free.
Yes. Again, I'm starting to feel for the father here, because she's raised as a lady, right? But she has no title.
Basically, no.
Other than, well, she might have one because she was a lady in waiting. She might have like some.
She is a lady, but it is a documented thing that she is an illegitimate daughter of nobility.
So if you're worried about like inconsistencies in the royal bloodline that might cause civil wars.
Listen, you can't get blood bluer than blue on both sides.
That's true. Yeah, that even if she's
like her pedigree is kind of immaculate.
Yeah, right. Because the grandparents of that kid will still be
literal royals.
Yeah. I get you. So it's not really a concern with her. Yeah.
The only thing she's got going against her is that she's an illegitimate daughter. That's it.
That's clerical error.
And like literally all her
that's getting rewritten fast.
Speaking as someone that has read extensively into like how all of this worked, that was literally a letter to the Pope to get dispensation to have her legitimized.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like 90% of the time, the Pope would be like, "Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
why not?"
Especially if it will avoid war.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
you send some gold in a letter, it's coming back.
Literally.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family. You were raised here, but now you have an official title. Anyway. So here comes all of the fucking crazy. Okay? I've given you the scene. I've set the thing. Like they are star-crossed lovers. I really hope.
Yeah.
at this point they probably were in love, like, and it was probably very mutual. It
Yeah.
probably didn't start that way. Like, it definitely it likely began with the prince had a crush,
Yeah.
and what's she gonna do? Say no?
Right. There's a power issue, even if it's totally consensual.
Yeah.
There's an age gap here, and
Well, he's only 5 years older than her.
okay, so
He's 20.
He's not like, yeah, I got you. Oh,
Constanza is actually older than him.
I was thinking that he was older than the three of them.
Nope.
Okay, like, well,
He's the middle child.
Well, maybe, yeah. So maybe it was totally. Let's
See,
hope it was totally
I
consensual.
really okay. So here's what tips me into believing that it was, right. Not only is she recalled by Pedro, she comes. Like, she's like, yeah, sure, I'll come home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she immediately fucks right back off to Portugal, and she's like, hello, I'm home.
I just want you to know. You know where my brain's going with this. What was that sentence you just said? She's called by Pedro, and she comes. And I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, well, yeah. And then you were like, and she goes right back to him. And I was like, oh, you mean on a carriage or something.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Brian.
I was like, another thing that's not too common for women in the 1300s.
For real. Although that is kind of a very small misconception. Yeah. Especially within royal or noble families that were trying desperately to conceive.
That's
Doctors
right.
at the time were like, no, you have to make her
that
come.
Was the whole thing
That's how you get babies. Make her fucking come.
Yeah. Somebody was trying to be a bro.
You know what?
Yeah.
More power to him. Because this was far before anybody got in with the upsuck theory.
Oh, man.
We're not going to go into that. So Inez goes home. She goes back to Portugal, and she and Pedro are living together in the open, blatantly. They're just straight up, we're a couple. This is the thing. This is what's happening. And by 1350, Inez and Pedro are scandalously living together. Openly, no hiding. Like, he's in straight defiance of his father, the king. And they have their first child, who is ironically also named Afonso. But the infant mortality rate, kid doesn't survive. And Inez will go on to literally give this man 4 children. So this man has now had 8 kids. Only 2 from the first marriage, or from his actual legitimate marriage. And then from Inez, he keeps 3. So Inez gives him 3 sons.
Yeah.
And a daughter.
And how many, the surviving ones?
3.
So three surviving sons?
No, 2. 2 surviving sons, and the daughter survives.
And only 1 on the other side.
Uh-huh.
All right, okay. I'm playing these odds because, like, this has the makings of a fucking fight. A succession issue.
That is what the king is terrified of.
Yeah.
Because he very obviously favors Inez's children over Constanza's. Like, it is blatant, the favoritism. So the family living together as a family, which is unusual for a royal. Like, I don't know if you are aware of royal housing type situations.
Not really. No.
It is not very common for the entire royal family to live together. Like, often sons and or daughters were shipped out to other estates, either for safety, education. We would see something very similar to this in, like, kind of the fostering, the noble fostering system.
Yeah, sure.
In like England, where, like, you know, your son hits a certain age and then you send him off to another fief to learn from a friend of yours.
Yeah, so that it's like a job experience, and you're
basically
you're not coddled at home. Go essentially get a job. Go get a job.
You're 7 now. Go get a job.
Go learn from someone who's going to teach you, like, maybe even harshly, as opposed to me, who might coddle you.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's a more common practice. But this little family of 5 lives together for 5 years. And I'm not sure if that was just because, like, you know, she and her children were illegitimate technically.
That makes sense though, because it's like a presidential thing. Like, the president and vice president never fly on the same plane.
Basically.
And because if you lose one, or like if this castle gets attacked, you lose your whole fucking royal family.
Yeah. That is the most commonly believed thing of like why this was done, was like, you know, to parcel out the royal family so that, you know, you couldn't take them all in one hit.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily know if it's true, but that's one of the running theories.
I know that there's a leverage thing too that I've seen like all over the world, where if you have like what is like a system of barons,
Mm-hmm.
or you have like in Japan you have the daimyo system.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes royal kids or kids of daimyos go live with other daimyos is kind of like mutually assured destruction.
Yes.
You've got my eldest son, I've got your eldest son. We're all gonna play nice now, you know, like, or
probably,
yeah, like, or we'll both lose our bloodlines, and it basically just ties them together. It
that
makes
makes
them
a lot
very serious. Yeah.
So, in this 5 years, or rather in the over the course of their entire relationship, which remember at this point has lasted from 1345 or so to 1350. So they've been together a minute. And it's been consistent.
Yeah.
Like he has pursued her heavily this entire 5 year span. He's also gotten very close to her brothers.
Okay.
And he's very obviously kind of favoring them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And this
he's truly smitten. He's down bad for.
He is in fact down bad for Inez, which I mean, you've likely seen portraits of her, and I will show them to you. But she's depicted as being very, very pretty.
Yeah.
So I'm sure face card doesn't decline.
Yeah.
Kids.
Face card doesn't decline.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Oh.
That's awesome. I love that.
Don't hang out on the same side of TikTok I am, please. It'll make you feel old because it makes me feel old all the time. So, for 5 years, Pedro has consistently grown closer with her brothers, and this spooks the fuck out of his father because he really doesn't want to get drawn into all of the Civil War nonsense that's happening to the west, or excuse me, to the east of them.
Yeah.
Because Jesus H. Christ. There's so much happening out there. No. Leave my kingdom alone. And because she is related to fucking everyone, they've all got little stakes happening in who wins and who doesn't. And not like steak like sirloin, I mean like...
Yeah. I got you.
Just checking. So after several more attempts to derail this relationship, like the king consistently puts roadblocks in the prince's way. Like Afonso was like, dude, come on. You can't even marry her. She's not legitimate.
Yeah.
You cannot. And Pedro's like, no, do what I want.
Yeah, but your lords might not recognize her as a queen.
Right.
She's not. Yeah.
So the king keeps trying, and eventually he's had the fuck enough. So in 1355, the king hires himself some assassins.
This is a fucking dude. Me and some of our mutual friends were just talking about this, about why Italians were so fucking armed to the teeth in this time period, in the 13s and the 14s and the 1500s. Everybody's fighting. I mean, there's a bunch of city-states, everybody's fighting each other. They're fighting other countries. Because there's not in Italy, there's like a bunch of city-states. But all of the guys that work for the Pope are like kind of badasses.
Yeah.
Like all of them are like super good fencers and all this kind of stuff.
You had to be.
You have to be, because sometimes motherfuckers come from Spain to kill you.
Yes.
And then, or another Italian tries to poison you or ransack your kids or something. Like the world is so fucking turbulent in this time period.
And violent. Like I know we still have lots and lots and lots of violence, but like this was a period where it was like, oh, it's Tuesday. There's a duel to the death happening in the street.
Yeah, people fucking died all the time. Like you know this, of course, because you're there and do it sometimes. We all fence, and the guy that teaches us fencing talks about, like, one of the things that he talked about for a while was that city officials, the church, sometimes kings, depending on where you are, very seriously tried to outlaw daggers. And like rapiers and stuff, because people just died.
Yeah.
You can get cut by a slashing weapon and survive. You cannot get cut you can't be stabbed through the fucking center of your body and live.
Yeah, or at least not at that point.
Not at that point.
Daggers also like were nasty at that point.
And they're used like when you use them as like a later, and this is way later in history, but like you if you have a rapier and dagger, you can displace the other guy's rapier and just run them through.
Yep.
And it's super fast, and like you only get hit once, and you're done. You're dead.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you both die.
Yeah.
Because you both go for a lunge and spear each other in the face. And there's like depictions of that. They're like paintings and stuff. Two guys with a sword through their eyeball, like
double kill.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So there's some debate on whether the king himself joined this expedition to take care of the problem. Some records indicate that he was there. Others are like, and the king's presence, and then still more like, I hired you, you do it. So it's kind of a toss-up. Yeah. I don't think he was there. He's a king. He's not going to show up to somebody's assassination.
No, there's no reason to do that. You wait someplace for a guy to come back and say it's done.
Yeah. So we're going to go with that particular iteration of it. But he sends 3 assassins for one woman. 3 assassins. One woman who's like, I think she might just be in her 30s.
I mean, I'm assuming she's a typical woman of the 1300s and is not like, walking around in fucking plate mail or something.
Yeah. So, and like, there's no record to indicate she had any sort of like fencing or combat skill.
Yeah.
Some noble ladies took that up.
Sometimes you see that, yeah.
But there's nothing to indicate that she did. Like, she was literally just a girl, just a mom hanging out in a monastery with her kids. And they killed her. And it's
in the monastery?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like she and Pedro were out on a hunting expedition, and they were staying at a monastery, as royalty does. And Pedro was out hunting, and she was home with the kids, and the assassins showed up. And there are reports that she like begged for the lives of her children. Now, these confessions were probably gotten under duress, or they could be completely made up. Once again, this is the 1300s. Yeah. This is long ago history. So anything that we have now is kind of speculation, but that is pretty consistent that like she didn't bother to beg for her life. She was begging for the lives of her children.
Sure, yeah.
Which, I mean, that tracks with, mom code.
Yeah, and also that like if you're aware that these are assassins, they're here to do like one thing.
Yeah.
They're not, that chances are these people have killed many people before and are not gonna, like that's not a...
Let's see, she was born in 1325, it is 1355, she was a grand total of 30 years old. She's young.
With a ton of kids.
3
kids. Killed in a monastery is crazy. That's like a whole big thing in England.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, you feel like that would be more...
And there's a little bit of debate on whether she was decapitated. Some of the more fantastic stories, like, like her head was taken and taken back to the king, and then others there's just like, nah, they just stabbed her and left.
Yeah. Took a piece of jewelry or something.
Yeah, but there is a little bit of a myth and a legend that comes up around this now. They say when she died, she was so like kind of pure that a spring bubbled up where she died. And her blood still stains the stones.
That's fucking bitchin'.
Yeah, right?
Is there a copper in the spring? I'm assuming.
Yeah, looking at the pictures of it, it looks like
it's still a fucking great story,
right?
Stuff like that is needed in the world. A little bit of whimsy, you know what I mean?
Well, to follow that up, it is also said that her ghost haunts this spring, and like you can hear her weeping and looking for Pedro.
Jeez,
the heartbreak.
Yeah.
So she's killed in front of her 3 small children, who I'm sure are traumatized at this point, and Pedro returns, and he is just... Words do not describe this man's rage. He literally starts a civil war with his father about it.
Yeah, that's, it was not a great move.
No.
It kind of felt like normally if you were going to pull this assassination, you would kill the lot of them because you had a younger son that was more preferred, or at least that would do what you told him.
He had 2 younger sons that he preferred.
Yeah, that would have been the play. The play would have been to also kill Pedro.
Yeah.
And then just replace them. And just be like, with your sons, like, You understand why I did this, yeah. Like, like, not like I hated him, but like, we're trying to avoid what is now happening.
Oh, and it kills me that this king was so concerned about his son starting a civil war because he basically had two families.
Yeah.
And so he offed the not wife and started a civil war.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Go fucking figure. So, starts a civil war. It goes on for about a year and a half, 2 years, and before a literal peace treaty is brokered by Pedro's own mother, the queen. And then, like 6 months later, the king dies. Pedro's now the king.
This is the shit right here, dude.
Right?
Whenever people are like, I should have been born in the past. Why?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was like, this is the
no.
We are now in the greatest time that has ever been.
I saw a good one.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
taken out a Victorian child. No, it wouldn't.
No, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, smallpox didn't take out the Victorian child.
Fuck that.
The Victorian child's tough as shit. They've been eating rotten meat their entire life.
Literally. So it is now 1357, and the king Pedro is king. He is King Pedro the First, the Just.
Shit, I thought they were gonna be like, King Sancho the First.
Well, I think there was a King Sancho.
That's
actually
excellent, because I know that as being like, kind of a phrase boyfriend.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's fucking great, man. The Just is. You know what though? You can kind of, in his situation, you can almost pull that card.
It gets better.
Oh.
This isn't the end of our tale, my friend. No, no. Or to quote Bailey Sarian, nay, nay. It goes on. So Pedro is king. He's got himself coronated. He's doing kingy things. He's living his kingly life, and he decides, you know what? BT dubs, everybody. Back in 1354, I married Inez in secret. These people can corroborate my story. These are my witnesses.
I mean, I assumed that he did the whole time.
I presume he did, because that seems like a thing that lovers would do. I mean, King Henry did it, and boy, he thought himself a lover boy and was just fucking nuts.
Kind of frankly, to get around the you're like you're an illegitimate child or whatever. The moment she marries him,
yeah,
that's it. She's legitimized now, and all of her kids are now the sons and daughters.
The thing is that there's no record of it. There's no record. There's no certificate or license or any sort of anything to officiate or corroborate anything other than his claim. And like his witnesses coming forth and saying, yeah, we were there. That's it. But this is the portion of the story that I initially came upon that made me go, yeah, this is my topic. Scrap everything that I've been working on. This is it. So according to both like pieces of his factual history and legend, King Pedro I, the Just, has his dead wife exhumed from the tomb that he's put her in, has her washed and dressed and placed upon her throne and coronated as a corpse.
For what purpose?
Remember, this is 2 years post her death. He fought a whole civil war.
Yeah.
Because his father killed her or had her killed. He has.
Oh, right. This is not Constantina's. This is
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the prince? What's the
Constanza?
Suffix? Constanza. Yeah. I was like, what's the suffix on this one?
This is Inez, who is now dead for 2 years.
Fuck.
So he has her exhumed, bathed as well as they can.
Yeah.
Because this is 2 years of degradation. Or I guess I shouldn't say degradation. I should probably say rot.
Maybe because it's pretty dry.
Yeah,
in this part of the world. So like, and depending on how good the job they did.
And she's coronated on her throne. Posthumously, she is made queen of all of Portugal. And homeboy places the crown on her head, turns back to the crowd and says, now all of you swear fealty to her. And he makes his ruling body, his nobles, either kiss her hand or kiss the hem of her gown and swear fealty to the corpse queen.
Metal as fuck.
Right?
I get why he's doing. So I got flustered by it because it's so goddamn weird. But I get why he would porinate her because people are gonna say his kids are illegitimate.
Yeah.
Any kids from like any, because did the kids survive the assassination?
All 3 of his children are grow to adulthood.
So he's concreting their legitimacy.
Basically,
they are the sons and daughters of a queen.
Yeah, he declares them legitimate. Like there's even, if I remember correctly, there's even a note from the Pope that the Pope later recants.
When they change hands, I'm sure. But in the time period, a king is he's
Inez's children are princes and princesses.
Yeah.
Or princes and a princess. So after all of this is done, he has this marvelous, beautiful, oh my god, tomb made up for her, right? And he...
Please tell me he rules from the tomb.
Oh god, that would be so good. That'd be the last no.
Dope as shit. I was like, and that's how we got Mumra.
No, alas.
Yeah.
No.
Until Liano came around.
he has her interred, and he builds a tomb for himself directly across from her. And like it is that both of these tombs are beautiful and lavish and ridiculous, and you can actually look them up. They're beautiful.
I'm going to. I mean, keep talking.
And on his, at the very bottom of it, inscribed, it says "Until the end of the world," because he said that the first, like they face each other, because he said the first thing that he wants to see when Judgment Day comes, when he walks back out of that tomb, is he wants to just embrace her.
Jeez.
Ugh!
Yeah, fuck, dude.
So once all of that is done, Homeslice immediately goes on his revenge era and hunts down the assassins that killed Inez.
Oh. Fuck yeah, come on.
And he gets 2 out of 3. Did you find the tomb?
I'm looking it up right now. Unfortunately, there's a corpse queen in Game of Thrones, so pop culture is ruining my history yet again.
Inez de Castro. We'll bring, and you can just Inez de Castro in tomb.
Yeah, there we go.
And it'll pop right up, and it's beautiful. Like, see if you can get any of the close-ups of it, just to see like the inscriptions and stuff. Gorgeous.
Oh shit! It's a whole complex.
I told you.
It's a monastery and everything. Holy crap!
Well, he didn't build the monastery; he built it within them.
Yeah. Damn. That's like, this is legit. If you're listening to this, you should definitely look this up. Tomb of Inez de Castro. It's like filigreed.
Dude, it's
marble.
It's giving Taj Mahal.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought. It's that level of detail.
It's beautiful.
Good God. Her tomb is carried on the backs of like monks and lions. Like there's people underneath it carrying her tomb box that is like carved granite. Tomb box, yeah. Tomb box, you know.
So, bro.
Damn, it's got fucking angels on it and everything.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you should look at his. His is just as pretty.
God.
So he goes on his revenge era, and he catches 2 out of the 3 assassins. One of them escapes. Like, fucks right off to all the way off to the rest of Europe and just nope.
Yeah, for real. I'm just saying.
Bro ran the fuck away.
The homeboy's married to a mummy, all right? Like, he just killed 2 of your professional assassins with his, like, gang of fucking knights.
Oh, but wait.
Move your ass.
He catches 2 of them, right? Puts them on this trial, convicts them, right? And they're sentenced to public execution. The king himself, Pedro, Loverboy, the Just, is the one that physically, with his own hands, rips the hearts out of these men's chests.
What the fuck? I thought you were going to say cut their head off.
No.
Not tore their still beating heart from their chest.
I don't necessarily know if they were still building.
In my head canon, listen. I know it doesn't rain much in like southern Spain, but in my head canon now, there's like lightning strikes and shit, and like Eddie Van Halen's in the back playing guitar. This whole fucking story's bitchin' as fuck.
Oh. And he says, and I quote, "You could not have real heart, as they have inflicted such suffering on my own."
Damn.
Our boy Pedro will go on to rule another 10 years before illness takes him, as is the time. And he is succeeded by his son Ferdinand with Constanza. So the first of the legitimate children takes the throne. Ferdinand doesn't last long either.
Yeah. There's a ton of Ferdinands.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know about. Like, that's why I said, like, earlier when we first started about the Ferdinands, was like, because it doesn't matter what decade you're in.
There's always one.
There's a Ferdinand somewhere.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's really fucking wild.
So Pedro dies in 1367. He ruled for a decade. He's 46. He dies of unnamed illness, basically. Like it didn't say. I looked.
Yeah. Died of something.
I wanted
died
to
of
know.
An ulcer. Died of
And let's see. Ferdinand comes into power. He takes his place as the heir apparent, but he also cacks it early at 37. And he dies in 1383. Congratulations, welcome to the succession crisis again. And but it only goes on for like 2 years, because basically there's now a third son. Actually, at this point, it's 1, 2 of the living children. So 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 living sons, and then now there's this fourth guy who steps in and is like, "Yo, hang on, yo, hi, me, I'll do it. It's me. I'm gonna be the king," and he is. And that's John Avis. And then
so hold the fuck on. Hold the fuck on. We've got Inés de Castro, Ferdinand de Portugal or whatever,
basically,
and John Avis.
Yeah, basically it's so after Inés died and Jesus, that's the son, I need the father, Pedro was in his grief. Basically, he took a lover named Teresa. I wrote it down. Teresa Lorenco of the Avis house, and they had a son. And for whatever reason, their son John was more legitimate than Inez's children for some reason.
It has to go like way back. He's got to be a cousin of a cousin of a cousin.
But basically, he steps in to end the succession crisis, and the House of Avis rules Portugal for 200 years.
Well, fuck. Okay, so he was that guy.
He
stepped in and they went, "That's the dude. That's the guy that's gonna." Yeah. Okay.
Basically, and so, as I wrote in great big looping script, may this kind of love find fucking everyone. I absolutely want, if I'm ever killed, I want my partner to hunt down the bastard that killed me and rip out his still beating heart and say something, boss, like, you could not have a real heart for the suffering that you have inflicted on mine. Fuck yes. And then I want you to take a bite of that heart and just chuck it into a fire.
Yeah.
And their story, Inez and Pedro, is so fucking legendary. This is why I had such a problem tracking down truth from myth, from drama, and all of this.
It's Shakespearean.
It's because there's literally there's a movie, an opera. There are a dozen books of poetry. There's so much media around these two. Like there was a big movie called The Dead Queen in 2018. It's all in Spanish, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
But it's beautiful. And then there was an opera called The Body and Soul in 2008. There's so much about them. They've been so repeated and romanticized, and like they just kind of like live in history.
Yikes. Dude, that's
How boss was this fucking story?
That's fucking badass.
Right? Like, it's so but also
Yeah, I enjoy a fucking like Macbeth type story. Everyone, you know what I mean? Like, I want some crazy shit.
It's very Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, that's you can kind of see. I'm starting to see like how romance writing got and comedies got to where they were.
Mm-hmm.
If this kind of shit was happening in real life,
yeah,
it was like, yeah, you're gonna write stories like this. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. I tore his fucking heart out on a stage in the Capitol.
Jesus Christ!
Did you know it was on a goddamn stage? It was in the front of a crowd and everything. And yeah.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Being the motherfucker that killed the king's wife, and then the king himself stomping up onto that fucking wooden dais.
Yeah.
That you are probably lashed to something to.
Oh,
walking up with a fucking dagger and just being like, you can't have a heart because you hurt me. Stab, tear, hand in, clench, rip.
past the bones and everything.
Fucking.
That's the thing they never do in movies. The villain guy always like the monster always.
Oh yeah,
reaches
just
in, pulls
punches
the heart,
straight through.
and it's like, where's the crack?
Yeah, I
There's
want
a
to
bunch
get
of
the
ribs.
sternum crack.
Yeah,
Excuse me, Foley guys.
Yeah, I would get past all this cartilage and bone first.
So yeah, this is the story that like hooked my attention on Friday, and I had to dig through so much.
You know, there was some like. So here's how I imagine it. This is why I imagine the guy had them kiss the ring. At first, he has to, right? Because it's part of the ceremony.
Yeah.
Is that everybody has to come up and acknowledge you as queen because these are lords.
Yeah.
These are all going to be like the lords.
This is nobility.
Yeah. And the scholars and all that other shit that are offices inside of the kingdom. And then I think in my head canon of this whole incident, there were some people that were just like looking down on her the whole time. Because that's what this feels like. King Baldwin.
Yeah.
Going like, you're going to kiss this fucking ring now.
Yeah.
You know, like, and he's like a leper and nobody's acknowledging, like nobody's listening to him. He's like, you're going to kiss this, my fucked up hand. You're going to kiss this ring. You know what I mean? Like my leopard fucking hand. Leper hand. That would be way more metal if it was the Leopard King. But it was, yeah. But shit, dude. That's, dude.
It doesn't even seem like that would be like real. Like,
no, it seems like a video game.
I'm sure there are pieces of this that have been inflated and blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
And then that is just kind of like passed down through history as fact. So I'm sure it was probably an effigy of her or a portrait. I'm 90% positive they didn't drag her body out of her grave.
Well, so I'm not going to do an episode on this one because it's too short. But there was a guy that drug an old pope.
What?
Yeah. Maybe I will. Maybe that'll be my next week's thing.
What? Do it. Do it. I want to know. I know nothing about this.
This is a good like fucking Halloween run.
I'm gonna fucking etch-a-sketch that out of my head so I don't try to look it up later. But yeah, this was a wild, romantic, like tragic ride for me.
I'm glad he got his fucking revenge.
Yeah.
Because like I now
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I now very much believe that even if it didn't start out as like because our version of consensual is very different from what they would have thought of as consensual. As long as he didn't like essentially fuck over her virtue, she would have probably thought as fairly consensual. And he certainly did not do that. He very much embraced her, probably closer than most relationships, at least in nobility at that time. That fucking, I'm telling you, her casket, her I don't know, what would you call that?
Mausoleum?
Yeah, because like it's very large.
Yeah, like they're the whole the
reliquary. I don't know.
The combined two. Well, she's a lich.
Yeah, dude. Like it's fucking nice.
It's beautiful.
Like it's.
So and I meant to show you the portraiture. Look, please.
And the cathedral is beautiful as well. But her entombment is a real work of art.
So I was familiar with this portrait, but I had no idea who or what the context was.
Shit.
Until I looked more into this story.
That's a hell of a dramatic way to die, too.
Everyone and their mother has seen this portrait.
Yeah, I thought it was from way later, though.
No.
This looks like a Dutch masters era.
Right? It looks Renaissance. It looks high Renaissance.
Yeah.
And it may be, but this is basically a depiction of her murder. If you'll notice, 3 assassins, king
and the king, and just to maybe sell what the story is.
Yeah.
I like the fact the guy closest to the king is like, yes. Just as the king looks like. So there's a thing in old art too that I really that I've grown accustomed to looking forward to, is that there's
looking for shit in the background.
So the bad guys are all snidely whiplash types, right? They're all using cruciform daggers, good daggers.
Brian.
Well, I say that because like period dagger, like they're not stupid daggers. A lot of paintings, sometimes the weapons don't make any sense.
Like you'll get a random Chris in the middle of some sort of English anything.
Yeah, just because they're like wavy blades look fucking metal, like, and yeah, they do. But like a hunting blade is not something that, because the way, like, yeah, like Flam Bear's blades and stuff existed and all that kind of stuff, but like those are like Chris's are almost ceremonial.
Yeah.
They're not, so like they are weapons, but they're not. If you're gonna go fucking kill somebody,
it's not an everyday knife.
Yeah, it's not. You don't carry one of those around. They're kind of flashy and they have big, expensive hilts, and like. But these guys are using like the S curve cross guard, big pummel fucking daggers. Like the king has his sword in his crotch, and but also he's like, I don't know. So
the look on his face is dispassionate.
Yeah, there's a thing that
like bland,
like zero emotion. Yeah, and also there's a thing that people do that I'm glad I don't see here, because these guys kind of see it in one of them. A lot of times when you look at old art, like either Renaissance or earlier, sometimes the bad guys in the photos look distinctly Arabic or Jewish, and they're kind of like painted that way or drawn that way. That doesn't seem to be the case here. These guys are all like pretty Spanish looking, and like that, and that's not always the case. That's usually in very specific areas of the world. And but it, damn, that's fucking that's
welcome to my last 72 hours.
Fuck. Got it.
I just threw your wallet at you.
Yeah. Dude, fuck. I would fucking.
And that is the tragic tale of Inés de Castro, Portugal's corpse queen.
Fuck yeah. Corpse Queen. Corpse Queen is an excellent band name, by the way. If you're an all-girl metal band.
Fucking Pedro the Just.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shit, I see. Yeah. Fuck, dude. That's amazing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Not often we get to end these stories on a hell yeah.
Yeah. Normally they're morbid for like bad reasons. This one's morbid because the guy was like, got his fucking revenge. Like, fell in love with the love of his life, cherished her for her entire life. Somebody killed her, and then he fucking like
this is
John Wicked that shit.
This is I was gonna say this is reaching like morally gray romanticy levels.
Yeah.
Like, yes, sir. Were you written by a woman?
Yeah, right. I'm gonna have you a very passionate man. Like I'm gonna have you up on this fuck because it was a fucking like
those
public execution stage,
wooden fucking scaffolds.
Yeah, with a big flat deck, and there was hear ye's going on.
Oh yeah.
Fucking crowd. It's in. I wonder what city is this? Is it? It's not like probably not Lisbon.
It might have been. I didn't actually look into where the execution happened.
Well, I'll tell you though, we can probably find. We're gonna look up real quick where the monastery is and where she's buried, because it would probably be close to him. I imagine, anyways, as I am starting to romanticize Pedro. I was like, that's the kind of shit Pedro would do. Fuck, I don't know. Here we go. Coimbra.
There you go.
Portugal. Yeah. Oh, died. Coimbra, Portugal. That's where she was stabbed, anyways. Coimbra. Jesus Christ, man. That's Pearland. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, this story was fantastic from start to finish. I was like, what is happening? Because like none of the beginning of this story lined up with the blurb that I saw about Portugal's undead queen. Because that's what hooked me.
Yeah, when you first said this, my brain went to that they had to coronate for some reason, and so you had a moment where you had an undead queen. My brain went to that because that's the legalistic reason why you would do that. Like, and it's happened in other places for this reason. And so like you just kind of do that for a little while. But I was, from the title, the other thing that might have been is that she was being venerated. Like, and it sounds like that was almost the case because she's got a miracle attributed to her. So had she, like, for instance, not rotted,
she could have been canonized.
She might have been canonized.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it's dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it was indoors. Cool. Yeah, like it. Right. Like, so maybe.
Everybody would have known about Saint Inez.
Yeah, that would have been a fucking big deal. But,
Yeah.
but hell, maybe. Fuck, is there?
Listen, I found her when I was looking for fuck, what's her name? Oh my god. I occasionally text my search string to my best friend so I can track my moves back.
I see.
I found Inez while I was looking up Olga of Kiev.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Saint Olga.
Yeah. That's how I found Inez.
The patron saint of revenge.
Yes.
My favorite saint. Oh man, I love the fuck out of Olga.
She was the story that I scrapped to do this one.
If we ever just want to throw just a day that we're just like, let's just fucking fangirl over fucking Olga, because Saint Olga is the shit.
Oh my fucking
Saint Olga is like the fucking Sun Tzu of Russia. It's like her tactics are crazy, and you're
the
just
birds.
Like,
the birds. Fucking what?
Jesus Christ! I'm gonna burn your shit down.
You best woman, I love you.
Oh man, it's also look that shit up. Saint Olga is.
No, wait, don't. We're gonna do.
Yeah. Listen to the episodes. We're gonna fangirl on fucking Olga because man, and it might all be bullshit. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It maybe didn't happen. I don't know.
It'll be the folklore episode. It's fine.
I can tell you though, usually if somebody is canonized to any degree, their life is kind of under a microscope because people start writing about them. And so like, and also Russia's kind of famous for people doing really out of the way assassination. You know what I mean? Like all of Ivan the Terrible.
Well, don't piss off Portugal.
Yeah.
They'll find you.
Pedro will come find you. God damn.
So good.
God damn. I hunted this motherfucker down. Oh, man.
And that is our episode today. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We do appreciate you. I hope you had as much fun with this one as I did. Please, for the love of everything holy, go look up these tombs. They're so pretty.
Yeah. Fuck.
I swallowed wrong.
Ooh.
I'm fine.
Shit. Fuck, dude. Yeah.
It's so good, right?
It's badass. It's fucking badass.
This was tragic, but it ends on a really like feel good badass note.
Hell yeah. Have a good day, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, care about something so much you'll tear somebody's heart out for it. Like, God. Fuck yeah, that's awesome.